Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found this article from yesterday. It is from April 20th, 2025, and I thought it was very funny. Obviously, what these guys want to do is not funny because that means going to be destruction and possible death. But I tell you why it is funny, why I found it funny. It's because this right here. So Israel is considering limited strike on Iran. According to Reuters, West Jerusalem is reportedly continuing to develop attack plans despite US President Donald Trump's preference for diplomacy. Now, what's a limited strike? So I tell you why I found this funny. I always find funny when someone is going to be a limited pain. I always associate that with a limited rape. So if someone says, I'm going to do some limited strike, conduct some limited strikes, I consider a rapist. I'm imagining a rapist who's, instead of pumping 1,000 times, he's going to pump 100 times. Limited rape. Now, isn't that the same thing? So when they say limited or partial, or they sometimes say with precision strike, straight in it, I'm going to go 100 times, okay? Not 1,000, precision strike, right in her pussy. So that's why I think it's funny. They try to minimize something that actually is bad, but because it's limited, it's okay, according to these guys. Now imagine this, it's just the amount. But no, the crime is okay, but the amount is wrong. So someone is going to come to your house, is going to get only your Mercedes. It's not going to get a BMW. No, just a Mercedes. It's limited thievery, robbery, okay? I mean, it's so baboonish. And regarding Trump's preference for diplomacy, is no such a thing of preferred diplomacy. That's the way it is. I am the bully. I want what you got, or I want you to make what to do what I want. If you don't want to do what I tell you, I'm going to employ force, limited, okay? And if you want to do it, then it's going to have diplomacy. That is, you do what I tell you, there's diplomacy, US style. And if not, this fist is going to meet your face in a beautiful meeting, fast enough. And it's going to be limited. It's going to be only 5 times. Bam, 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 bam. Okay? I don't know if there was 5, but it doesn't matter. So here is what Donald Trump did and say regarding the attacks. On the 17th of April, Israel army to remain in Gaza indefinitely. No surprise here. And says Trump stopped Israel to attack Iran. Bad cop, good cop. Well, the thing is, supposedly Donald Trump was talked out of allowing Israel to strike limited the Iranians' nuclear facilities, as if someone is entitled to hit ours. But hey, justice doesn't work that way. Justice is situational, preferential. You pick and choose when you're just, and when you're not just, all right. So supposedly Tulsi got him out, and I think the other one was the defense minister, if I remember correctly. They got him out of that because Seth, I think, whatever his name is, and not Seth, I can remember his name. What the name is? I always have a problem remembering this guy's name. But anyway, they taught him out right here. I have him on the first page. Why? I got the hot thing. Former. No, this is the Pete Buttigieg. I mean, Hegseth. So this guy supposedly talked Trump out of allowing Israel hit the nuclear targets. And I said, no, this is just to gain or to give more legitimacy to the strikes. Why do you even, it's like, no, you know what? The dead neighbor, let's put it in its context. You, let's say, have a girlfriend or you have a wife. And the neighbor says, I'm going to rape, limited your wife. And you say, what? I'm going to fuck you up. And then the other neighbor comes and tells that neighbors, the possible rapist, hey, don't do this to your wife. Don't do it to his wife. And the guy says, okay, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to probably do it limited. What would you think about this scenario? First, why do you even talk about hitting my wife? Why do you even talk about hitting my wife limited? And then when you talk about it, oh, My God, thank you very much. Oh, that was close call. The neighbor talked you out of doing this. What is this? No, you should not even talk about it. That's where I punch in the face. Just open your mouth and say something about you're done. Oh, I wait. Oh my God, is he gonna hit me? Is he gonna get my wife and give some loving? No. Oh, thank you very much, Trump, for telling that guy not to rape my wife limitedly. That's the way I see this happening. Now, if you say, Emil, Iran is close to having a nuclear weapon. Next door, you have a crazy guy, a crazy entity who has nuclear weapons. Who that is? Pakistan. All right? You know who I'm referring to. But nobody checks on them. Nobody's allowed to touch them. Why? Because the guy who supposedly gave legitimacy to the guys to plan. Why do you even talk about it? And the other guys are taking lands from other things whenever they want. Who's going to take them back? I have a nuclear weapon. Ha, ha, ha. Now that is okay. And here we have another article, video from me, right here in April 10th. Trump threatens to attack Iran. That's as a diplomacy. And Israel will be the leader of that. Iran better prepare for war. So this is the diplomacy United States of America applies. I want your wife for a limited time, and you have to accept it's just limited. I hope she looks good. Okay, that's the whole point here, my friends. And if you want to check on Iran's nuclear program, I would like you to check Israel's nuclear program. And that I don't want the United States of America to check it. I want the Israelis plus the international community, Israel, go to Iran and verify it together. And then turn back with the Iranian inspectors and check Israel's. That would be called justice. The ABC of justice. You don't have to be too, oh my God, how are we going to accomplish that? That's ABC. Got that? So, yeah, it's going to be a limited pumping, 100 times. Would you agree with that? And they, oh my God, thank you very much, because they were talking about it. And do you bring the legitimacy of the thing being a thing? And then they want me to do what exactly? Support this and that. Trump is who he is, and unfortunately for us, he has to bob and weave. I don't know how much he really believes in that, and how much he, you know, how he is. Sometimes to accomplish certain things, you have to make compromises, because you're not God or the entity or the providence or however you want to call it. You're not that. You can't just say or do things unchecked. You're not a tyrant that, while I'm in power, everybody does whatever. You don't have this absolute power. So Trump over there, if he wants to accomplish some things, if he loves America or the United States of America, if he wants to accomplish this set of things, he has to give the other guys something. There's a duality in the dogmatic duality. You want to build something good, you have to give something to the, I think it was the neophytes ideology, neophytes I think it was. They were saying like this: if we build a church, we have to build something for the other guy too, to please him a little bit, which is a sacrifice, which is against that, but that's how they did. And I'm not going to go into Mesterul Manole, a Romanian poem and anyway story and so on, where I'm going to tell you in a short, I'm going to tell you at the end of this so you can click out if you don't want to hear it, okay? I give you that thing instead of staying here, and click out now. So nevertheless, these guys, I think Trump is over there, and in order to help America, he has to make a deal with these guys and do their bidding, which is in the Middle East. That's what it is. I don't think he's sold out. I think he has to. You have to make this, the deal. In order to do a little bit of good, you have to do a little bit of bad for these guys, for your own people. So let me tell you about Master Manole. Master Manole is the, how do you call it, carpenter Manole, or how do you want to call it? I can't remember the word. And so he was building a church. He wanted to build a church, beautiful monastery. And I've seen it. It's there. It exists. So this legend, I don't think it comes from Romanian Legend. I think it comes from somewhere else. But it doesn't really matter. The point of the legend is, it doesn't matter if this happened in China or Japan, Russia, North Korea, or United States of America. So it was he was commissioned to build by the king a beautiful monastery church like never seen before. And this guy said, okay, all right, let's freaking do it. So he was the best. And whatever he was building during the day, during the night, collapsed. And and then it was this monk, a neophyte, I think it is. Neophyte, I think it is if I remember correctly, their name correctly, there was a branch of Christianity that believed in exactly the duality. If you do something good, you have to do something bad, something like that. So this guy tells Manole is the name of the builder, the constructor, and tells, you have to, you do this, you please the God, the good forces, but you have to please the other thing. So what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? So they say you have to sacrifice. You have to do some sacrifice, evil sacrifice for the the other side. So then what he decides, he brings all his guys and they make a deal. They say, okay, we're gonna sacrifice one of our wives or whomever tomorrow morning when we start work, and some of our wives come to bring us food. In the afternoon, the first woman that shows up, we're going to grab her and we're going to put her in the wall, and we're going to put concrete. We're going to put her in the wall of the church alive. And it's going to be dead over there. So they say, okay, deal. And then in the morning, or whenever, the first person who came to bring food was Manole's wife herself. And they did it. They took her, put her on the wall, and started working on her, and covered her with concrete. And supposedly she's in the wall. You can go over there in the town. Is next to Vlad the Impaler's. Sometimes when I get so lost, I can remember terms. Curtea de Arges, that is the town where you find this monastery, where the Romanian kings, some of them were buried. Curtea de Arges monastery, church, everybody's going to find it. And that is by Poenari Castle. If you keep going towards Transylvania, you're going to go to Poenari, where I made that video climbing the mountain towards the ruins of the real Vlad of Impaler's, not castle, it was a fortress. All right, so you can go over there at the monastery and you can see the place where supposedly, allegedly, she is buried over there. That's a legend, because probably if they scan it, they don't find but concrete. But the same here. I think Trump has that thing. He has to help the other guys do their bidding in Middle East in order to be allowed to do something for the good. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.